Empire Beneath the Dust. In today's episode, let's take a journey back to 2nd century BCE Bengal, time when the rest of the world was figuring itself out. Rome wasn't even close to being an empire yet. Greece hadn't met India. China was busy with its own drama. But here in the flatlands of Bengal, life was very different. This is Studio Bangla Network, where forgotten stories find their voice. Before Bengal had borders, before Dhaka rose from the delta, there was a city lost beneath centuries of silence. Today, we unearth it. Welcome to Empire Beneath the Dust, only on Studio Bangla Network. A long time ago, a river changed course, and in doing so, buried an empire beneath the dust of history. The year was somewhere around 200 BCE, the place a low-lying floodplain near the present-day town of Balabo in Narsingdi district, 60 kilometers from Dhaka. Here, spread across 2,000 bighas of land, lay a fortified city with planned brick roads, perennial water channels, robust drainage, and watchtowers. It was a bustling hub of trade, a gateway to the east. Today, the only sign of its existence is a weathered brick wall peeking out from the red soil. But that was not always the case. It was in the 1930s when local school teacher, Hanif Patan, stumbled upon a box of curious old coins while digging his field. He showed them to everyone he knew, fellow teachers, historians, archaeologists, even the Director General of the Archaeological Department of the then undivided Bengal. But none could tell him what they were or where they came from. It would be years before anyone paid attention to the story of these mysterious coins or the man who found them. It's a fascinating tale of discovery and a reminder that history isn't always written by those who hold the pen, but often unearthed by those who tend to the soil. Fast forward to today. We know what Hanifatan found that day in his field was no ordinary. These coins were punch-marked, each stamped with unique symbols. They were the currency of an ancient empire, an empire whose influence stretched far beyond the borders of ancient Bengal. And that empire was built here, right here in this quiet corner of what we now call Bangladesh. Historians now say this could be Sonagor, mentioned by Ptolemy, the Greek geographer. Imagine Bengal, the land of the rising sun, being the first to rise in the world of global trade. Well, it did. The ruins of kilns discovered in Wari Bateshwa provide evidence of early industrial activity, suggesting Bengal was never behind. It was connected. Let's dive deeper into the heart of this ancient city. As we explore the remnants of houses, shops, and streets, a vivid picture emerges. Brick-paved roads crisscross the city, a testament to its advanced urban planning. These roads weren't just pathways. They were engineered marvels, meticulously designed to withstand the test of time and heavy traffic. Can you imagine a time when the roads were not just functional, but a symbol of civic pride? Then there were the fortified moats, not just for defense, but also as a symbol of the city's wealth and power. These were man-made lakes, strategically placed to protect the city from invaders. But they were also sources of fresh water and played a role in irrigation. It was hard to overstate the importance of such infrastructure in a time when many parts of the world were still figuring out basic engineering. Archaeologists have uncovered remnants of houses and drainage systems, offering a glimpse into everyday life in ancient Bengal. Some houses had courtyards and bathrooms, indicating a high standard of living. The drainage system, well, it was ahead of its time, managing to divert waste away from living areas, ensuring the city remained clean and healthy. Then there were the watchtowers standing guard at strategic points. It's not just keeping an eye on the horizon, but also shaping the skyline. These towers were symbols of the city's power and preparedness. Now let's talk about the suburbs. Archaeological evidence suggests that Wari Bateshwar had planned residential areas outside the main city walls. This was community living taken to the next level. Homes were close to community spaces, markets, and essential services. In fact, excavations have revealed the remains of a stupa, a Buddhist shrine, and a monastery, indicating a religious harmony that was not common in those times. We can see the decline of the city was likely due to the changing course of the Brahmaputra River, which cut the city off from the trade routes. But it wasn't a gradual decline. It was sudden, dramatic, and brought about by forces of nature. The city went from being a bustling hub to being buried under layers of silt. We don't know exactly when this happened, but we do know it was sometime after 200 CE, and when it did happen, the city was cut off from the sea. The mighty Padma, once a conduit of global trade, turned against the city, burying it under the weight of history. But it wasn't a quiet burial. It was a slow, steady process, like the city's heartbeat fading with each passing century. Yet despite this setback, evidence suggests that life here didn't end abruptly. Instead, it transformed. The city adapted, its people enduring, its spirit surviving. The question is, how do we know all this? That's thanks to modern-day explorers who've set foot in these lands. It's been less than 30 years since systematic excavations began at Waribiteshwar, unearthing the secrets of an era long gone. Since the initial dig in 1993, 30,000 artifacts have been recovered, each telling a piece of the puzzle. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Just think about it. If one modest field holds this much treasure, what else is buried beneath the soil of Bengal? It's easy to feel a sense of pride as we uncover these historical gems. To realize that our land has been a cradle of civilization, a birthplace of innovation, and a melting pot of cultures. This is the legacy of Bengal. It's a rich tapestry, woven with threads of resilience, ingenuity, and an indomitable spirit. The story of Waribiteshwar shows that the past isn't just something we study, something we live. Each artifact, each inscription, and each architectural wonder echoes with the footsteps of our ancestors, reminding us of our roots. It's a connection that transcends time. Sadly, awareness about such discoveries is still low, and support is even lower. Most of us learn about ancient Egypt or the Indus Valley civilization. But how many of us know about ancient Bengal? How many of us know about the empire beneath the dust? So here we are at Studio Bangla Network, bringing you this story, unearthing a past that deserves to be remembered. Because history isn't just dates and battles. It's the sum total of human experience, joy, sorrow, innovation, and dreams. It's all there in the soil waiting to be discovered. As we wrap up our journey through time today, let us take a moment to appreciate the work of countless historians and archaeologists who've dedicated their lives to unearthing these treasures. Their dedication has allowed us to peek into a world that existed thousands of years ago. If you want to see more of these untold stories from the soil, subscribe to Studio Bangla Network because there are more stories like this, buried, forgotten, but not lost. At Studio Bangla Network, we dig deeper. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time with another story from the soil. Until then, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep dreaming. If you like this episode, share it with your friends. Let's spread the word about the empire beneath the dust. See you soon with another story. On that note, this has been your host. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. Remember, history isn't just in the books, it's all around us if we take the time to look. Until next time, stay curious, stay engaged, and above all, stay proud of our shared heritage.